This LOS is distinguished between the willingness and the capacity to take risk in analyzing an investor's financial risk tolerance. Risk objectives. Investment objectives should include both risk and return objectives because of the trade-off between risk and expected return. Quantitative risk objectives can be absolute or relative or a combination of the two. There are two factors affecting risk tolerance. One, psychological factors, and two, personal factors such as age, family situation, existing wealth, insurance coverage, cash reserves, and income. The ability to bear risk depends on the investment horizon, insurance, income, wealth, and financial responsibilities. The willingness to bear risk depends on attitudes and beliefs about investment risk. If the willingness to bear risk is greater than the ability to bear risk, the advisor should go with ability. If the ability to bear risk is greater than the willingness, educate the investor about investment risk, but do not attempt to change personality psychological characteristics. Risk objectives, willingness and ability. Risk objectives are specifications for portfolio risk that reflect the risk tolerance of the client. So here's just a little table where on the left-hand side, on the rows, we have the willingness to take risk, and on the right-hand side, the columns, we have the ability. So again, we can see if there's below average willingness to take risk and below average ability, then that's a lower risk tolerance. If we have a above average willingness to take risk, but a below average ability, then there's education or resolution is required. Again, if the willingness to take risk is below average, but the ability is above average, then education or resolution is required, education about investment risks. And finally, if both the ability to take risk and the ability to take risk are above average, then definitely there's a client has a higher risk tolerance. We'll finish this LOS with two quick practice questions. The first one, risk assessment questionnaires for investment management clients are most useful in measuring A, value at risk, B, ability to take risk, or C, willingness to take risk. The correct answer is C. Risk assessment questionnaires for investment management clients are most useful in measuring willingness to take risk. Risk attitude is a subjective factor, and measuring risk attitude is difficult. Oftentimes, investment managers use psychometric questionnaires, such as those developed by Grable and Jew in 2004, to assess a client's willingness to take risk. One last quick practice question to finish this LOS. In preparing an investment policy statement, which of the following is most difficult to quantify? A, time horizon, B, ability to accept risk, or C, willingness to accept risk? And the correct answer is C. Measuring willingness to take risk, risk tolerance, risk aversion, is an exercise in applied psychology. Instruments attempting to measure risk attitudes exist, but they are clearly less objective than measurements of ability to take risk. Ability to take risk is based on relatively objective traits such as expected income, time horizon, and existing wealth relative to liabilities. And that's the last slide for this LOS. Thank you.